Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Brian Duprey, who is the author of Child Care Millionaire. And Brian agreed, asked him to come on that we could visit a little bit and dive into this book. What a phenomenal book this is. If you own your own child care center or a director of a center or someday aspire to do so, this is an absolute gem for you to have. As in gem, what I mean is it's full of nuggets. I believe 101 to be exact. Just phenomenally packed full of great ideas from years, decades of wisdom, not only from Brian, but his experiences. And so, with me today, Brian Duprey. We're going to dive right in. I've got tons of questions for you, Brian. Thank you for giving me some time today.
Well, I appreciate it, Kirk, and always nice to talk about my book, even though it's kind of humbling, very humbling for me.
Well, Brian, I grew up in a Navy town. You spent 18 years in the Navy. Thank you for your service. Eight years in the Navy. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And, we had a couple of common backgrounds growing up. Young, we were both from, I believe, an entrepreneurial background, aspiring entrepreneurs. We both found ourselves in the Amway Corporation early on in our early careers. And I know that you mentioned in your book some things that came right from that when it comes to just personal development and constantly feeding our brains and our minds and our souls with positive things. What comes in, comes out. I believe that was something we learned decades ago.
Yeah.
Tell me about your experience from those days and how it propels you to where you are today.
Yeah, so I joined the Navy right out of high school. My parents, we couldn't afford college, so that was kind of the natural route to go. So I joined the Navy to take that burden off my parents, and I was gone. I graduated high school. I remember coming home and telling my mom, I said, got good news and bad news. I joined the Navy. What? Tears started flowing. I said, that's the good news. She goes, what's the bad news? I said, I leave next week. So, just shock, they had no idea. And 8 years I got in, I loved it. It was great. But I got involved in the Amway Corporation, my wife and I together, 1990. And that was the start of my entrepreneurial, the light just went on. And I said, you know what? I want to be in business for myself.
Wait a minute.
And of course, the dogs are going to bark right at the right time, right? So that's how it but did they agree with me? Actually, they just said that don't forget to tell them about your other business. But anyway.
I have lots of tabs, so I've got tons and tons of questions for you. How did you write the book? What inspired you to write this book?
Chris Murray is one of my mentors, and I've been working with Chris, and she's been coaching me. And I was sitting down, and she had written 2 books, and I really enjoyed her books. And I was sitting on a beach in Jamaica one time, and something just came to me, like I was inspired. And I told my wife, I said, Carol, I'm thinking I'm going to write a book about childcare. And she goes, yeah, that'd be great. You'll do great at it. Little did I realize how hard it is to actually write a book, right? And I just said, okay, I can do it. Once I put my mind on a goal, I just did it. And I just started writing. And I started writing a nugget a day. And 101 days later, the book was done. It was just that quick. It just kind of flowed together. And it's a very simple, easy to read book that I just started putting down dumb things that I did early on in my business that I lost maybe $1 million doing in my childcare business, because I've opened 9 childcare centers. I have 5 today. So I figured in all my experience, and I've made millions of dollars in the business, so I knew what to do success-wise, but I also had lost $1 million doing dumb things. I said, if I could put them both in a book, it might help another childcare center owner from doing something dumb, or it might help them to do something better and be more profitable. So they don't have to go through the struggles that I did early on, just trying to figure out the childcare business, because it's a tough business to be in.
It is a tough business to be in, absolutely. And figuring out how to run it, how to spend our time, where our time should be allocated, which leads me right into nugget number 8. Again, you said 101 nuggets. There are so many in here that just really resonated with me. So, for the, let's say, 20 that just jumped off the page resonated with me, for someone else, it might be a complete opposite 20. But nugget number 8, if I may jump right in, you said focus on high payoff activities. How many times I think about myself and I'm working in my business, on daily routine things, and I think, boy, I'm not using my time wisely. Touch base, if you would, please, on what do you mean by focus on high payoff activity?
As I've coached, I've been coaching for the last 3 years. I've coached 100 child care center owners around the country. And a common theme I have from people is their time management is very poor. And I hear it all the time from owners, even multiple center owners, that they're driving the bus, they're making lunch, they're plunging toilets. And whenever you're spending time doing something that you could pay somebody else minimum wage to do, you are working for minimum wage. So there's so many times people are working in the business and not on the business. As an owner, we need to spend time working on the business. So 1 hour working on the business can yield you thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. If you could spend 1 hour in your business that helps you gain one enrollment, that one enrollment can be worth $10,000 a year to you, maybe $25,000 over your lifetime. But if you're spending that 1 hour making lunch, you're not doing anything as much. Yeah, it's important that they eat lunch, but you could pay somebody else to do that. As an owner, you should be spending your time on activities that yield hundreds of hours worth of result and thousands of dollars worth of result back, and not just a needle in. Again, those jobs are important. I'm not taking anything away from driving the bus, but you need to be able to delegate those things and spend time building the business.
And I know that you also, I'm going to take the assumption that you struggle with this at the beginnings, because in your book you talked about, I think it was your third, fourth, or fifth center. By the time you got to a certain point, you were truly able to pull more time away and really start working on your business instead of just in your business. So not only someone telling us how to run our business, but you've run it and you've seen all the challenges, felt all the challenges of feeling like you had to work in your business so that someday you could afford to work on it.
Yeah, we worked, for many years, we worked 7 days a week, 365, really long days. We were in there every weekend doing maintenance. I was cheap. I didn't want to pay somebody else to do it. And really, we spent very little time with the kids. We were just building our business, and I don't recommend that. So one of the nuggets in the book is to say, okay, focus, delegate. And hiring a full-time maintenance guy was that for me, because with all these centers, I own a lot of residential commercial real estate as well. And I was doing all the maintenance. I'm like, what? That's not a good use of my time on the weekends. I need to decompress. I work hard during the week, and I need to spend time with family. So hiring a full-time maintenance guy, paying him well, solved that problem. I was high payoff activities. And same thing, don't be afraid to delegate and pay somebody else to do things that you really don't want to do. And you know what? I'm not good at it. Kirk, you don't want me fixing a toilet. You don't want me in electrical. I'll burn the place down. So I'm not that good. My wife could take apart a dryer. She's good at that. And she did a lot of our maintenance jobs in the old days. But it's much better when you have somebody else you can trust. It's done right and actually done probably more efficiently and cheaper in the long run to have professionals do it. And you don't want me driving the bus either, because that would be bad.
Well, I occasionally drive the bus as the backup to the backup, but I can check one box. I did hire a full-time maintenance gentleman 3 years ago, and I tell you what, the amount of time that freed up as a self-proclaimed handyman, jack of all trades, master of none, and that was the best thing I could do to pull me out of that role so that I could work on helping other people in their roles in our business. So absolutely, that definitely resounds with me for sure. Okay, nugget number 16, every 2 years, look for a better deal.
So a lot of times people get an insurance agent and they'll just keep them for 20 years and never re-quote anything out. And they'll do that with a bunch of different things, a copy machine, or, just to keep things in there. And you should always hold people's feet to the fire. And I always told my insurance agent, yeah, I like you, but you're going to have to fight for that business every 2 years. I'm going to re-quote that out and make sure that you're not screwing me. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying that on YouTube.
That's all right.
Not that I don't trust people. It's just I don't trust people with my money, and I'm tight. I'm making sure that I'm a good steward of the money that I have, and I want to make sure that I'm always getting the best possible deal. And you're going to want to fight for the business in there. So I think you should go out and re-quote everything. Your internet service, you should look at everything, because there could be a better deal. Why throw money out the window? Money saved is money earned, and I like to be really tight with my hard-earned money, I guess.
And I really I really relate to that as well, because after 12 years, after 12 years of operating in one center, we opened up our second. And I reached out to our insurance company. They gave me a quote and I said, hey, I'm putting this out for bid. They said, sure, let me know what you decide. And after 12 years of paying them tens of thousands, well over $100,000, I never received a single phone call to try to keep my business. And I found a local agent that was able to combine some of my policies together, work comp, general liability, under two entities, and save me, I believe it was $2,500 a year. You know, that's when I really kind of dove into shopping every couple of years, whether it's a food supplier or copy people, and you can make them do the work. Sometimes I felt like I was too busy to go shop insurance or shop different products, but make the salesman do the work, right? Say, here's my receipts, here's my contracts, let me know what you come up with. Don't come back until you give me a better answer, you know?
Better deal. Yep.
Yeah, you bet. There's a lot of ways to do that. You don't have to spend your time doing all that. Hey, to get a hold of Brian Duprey's book, Child Care Millionaire, I'm going to put a link to Amazon in the description below. Click on that. It'll be a phenomenal investment. Thank you for watching this video. What a phenomenal time we had. Thank you again, Brian. Great time. Appreciate you. Hey, make sure you click on that link. Put that book on your bedside table next to your desk when you need 15 minutes of your time. Grab that book. So many gems in there. Thanks, everybody.